Picture this. It's a quiet Tuesday morning. You're sitting at the kitchen table, wrapping your hands around a warm cup of tea, and you're feeling good about a decision you made a couple of years back. You helped your son or daughter with $40,000 toward their first home. You watched them get the keys. You cried a little, maybe. It was one of the proudest moments of your life. And now you're about to apply for the age pension, the one you've waited years for, the one worth up to $1,200.90 every single fortnight. And Centrelink is telling you that money you gave away, money that is completely gone from your bank account, is still being counted as though it's sitting right there in your savings. That's not a glitch. That's not an error. That's the 5-year rule. And right now, thousands of Australian retirees are losing part of their pension or being knocked off it entirely because nobody warned them it existed. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how it works, exactly who it catches, and exactly what you can still do about it. Don't go anywhere. G'day Australia, I'm James Walker, and welcome back to Aussie Pension Watch. If you're new here, this is the channel where I sit down with you, plain English, no jargon, no hidden agenda, and we work through the real rules around the age pension together. I spent years as a pension advisor before I started this channel, and the one thing that never changed in all those years was this: the people who got hurt the most were the ones who simply weren't told the full picture in time. Today, we're fixing that. We're going to cover the Centrelink gifting rule and the 5-year deprivation lookback, what it is, how it traps good people who are just trying to help their families, and what you can do before it's too late. Now, if this channel has helped you, or someone in your family, do me a small favor. Hit the subscribe button and tap the little bell icon next to it. That way, every time I put out a new update on pension rates, Centrelink rule changes, or anything that affects your income and retirement, it comes straight to you. We post every single week, and right now, with so much changing in 2026, you really don't want to miss any of it. Right, let's get into it. Here's where things stand in Australia right now. As of the 20th of March, 2026, the maximum age pension for a single person is $1,200.90 per fortnight. For a couple, it's $1,810.40 combined. Those aren't small amounts. Over a full year, that's more than $31,000 for a single person alone. According to Services Australia, approximately 63% of Australians over the age of 67 rely on a full or part-age pension to fund their retirement. That's the majority. That's most of us. And here's the thing that concerns me. An estimated 1 in 5 part pensioners in this country have what Services Australia calls deprived assets, affecting their payment rate. That means the gifting rule is not some rare edge case that only happens to a handful of people. It's happening every fortnight, quietly, to real families who had no idea. What makes this particularly urgent right now is that the deeming rates, the rates Centrelink uses to calculate income from your assets, were updated in March 2026. The lower deeming rate is now 1.25%, and the upper rate is 3.25%. That change means any excess gift Centrelink is holding on its books is now generating more phantom income than it was before. The penalty for old gifts just got a little heavier. Now here's the first thing I want you to really understand, because this is where most people get blindsided. The official name for this is the deprivation rule, but everyone calls it the gifting rule or the 5-year rule. Here's how it works in plain language. Services Australia allows you to give away a certain amount each year without it affecting your pension. That amount is $10,000 per financial year. It doesn't matter if you're single or a couple times. The free area is $10,000 combined. On top of that, over any rolling 5 financial year period, the total cap is $30,000. So if you give away $10,000 in the 2023 financial year, $10,000 in 2024, and $10,000 in 2025, you've hit the $30,000 rolling cap. You have zero gifting capacity left for 2026 and 2027, not a dollar, even though you've only given $10,000 in each of those years. I know, Most people don't know that part. They think the 10,000 resets cleanly every year, full stop. It doesn't. The 5-year rolling cap is the hidden ceiling, and it catches people who've been generous in the years leading up to their pension application. Now here's where it gets particularly interesting, and I want you to pay close attention to this next part. The 5-year look-back rule applies before you even claim. This is the trap that almost no one talks about. Let's say you're 64 years old right now. You're not on the pension yet. You won't be eligible until you turn 67. So you think, I'll help the kids now, before I'm on the system, and it won't matter. Fair thinking. Wrong answer. Any gift you make from the age of 62 onward can potentially be assessed when you apply at 67. Because Centrelink looks back 5 years from the date of your claim. The gift doesn't have to happen while you're on the pension. It just has to have happened within 5 years of when you applied. That's the part the other videos and the other advisors skip right over. If you're between 62 and 66 right now, and you're thinking about gifting large sums to your children, you need to think very carefully about the timing, because the clock is already running. Now let me tell you about Barry and June. They're 69 years old, living out in Rockhampton in Queensland, beautiful part of the country. In 2024, their grandson was getting married and trying to buy his first home at the same time. Barry and June had the means, and they had the heart, so they handed over $40,000. They were thrilled to do it. Here's what they didn't know. Of that $40,000, $10,000 fell within the annual free area. The remaining $30,000 became what Centrelink calls a deprived asset. Now here's the part that'll make your eyes water. Even though that $30,000 is completely and utterly gone from their bank account, spent, used, done, Centrelink treats Barry and June as though they still have it. It gets counted under the assets test, adding $30,000 to their assessed wealth. And under the income test, it gets deemed at the upper deeming rate of 3.25%, which adds roughly $975 a year in phantom income that Centrelink assumes they're earning. Barry and June were expecting their pension to go up in 2026 when the new rates came in. Instead, it barely moved. The deemed income from the gift is working against them every single fortnight, and it will continue to do so until 2029, 5 full years from the date of the gift. That's the shadow asset, money they don't have treated as money they do. But here's what most people get wrong about this situation. They think the answer is to just not tell Centrelink about the gift. Look, I have to be direct with you here. That's not an option. Centrelink has access to ATO records, bank transaction data, and a formal review process. Undisclosed gifts discovered later can result in debt recovery. The right move is always to report accurately and then get the right advice on how to manage the situation legally. Now let's talk about the second trap, what I call the mates rates sale. This one catches people completely off guard. Let's say you have a car worth $30,000 and you sell it to your daughter for $5,000 because she's doing it tough and you want to help her out. In your mind, you've sold the car. In Centrelink's mind, you've gifted $25,000, the difference between the market value and what you actually received. That $25,000 goes on your books as a deprived asset for 5 years. Same rules, same deeming, same impact on your pension. The same applies to forgiving a loan. Take Margaret, 72, from Geelong. A few years back, she lent her son $15,000 to get his small business off the ground. He's doing better now, and Margaret told him to forget about it. She didn't need it back. The moment she formally forgave that loan, it became a gift. If it put her over the annual or 5-year limit, that forgiven debt became a deprived asset. Her good intentions cost her pension dollars she didn't know she was spending. See, the pattern here is always the same. Good people, generous people, helping their families, and the rules catching them completely by surprise. That's exactly why this video exists. And here's something else worth knowing, because I want to show you this channel is always right across the latest news. From the 20th of September, 2026, the rules around overseas travel are also changing. The pension supplement portability period that's how long you can travel overseas and still receive your full pension, is doubling from 6 weeks to 12 weeks. That's a genuinely good change for Australian seniors who have family abroad or who want to travel more freely in retirement. But you still need to notify Centrelink before you leave. Always. If you're finding this video helpful, do me a favor and drop a quick comment below. Even just the word helpful or your first name and suburb is enough. It genuinely signals to YouTube that this kind of content should be shown to more Australian seniors who need it, and that means more people get protected. So please, take 2 seconds and leave a comment. Here's exactly what I want you to do this week. 5 steps, and they're all manageable. Step 1, check your gift history for the past 5 years. Sit down with your bank statements and go back to July 2021. Write down every significant transfer you've made to family members. If you've given cash at Christmas, helped with a deposit, forgiven a loan, or sold anything below market value, write it down with the date and amount. You need to know your own position before anyone else can help you. Step 2, call Services Australia on 132300. That's the older Australians line, open Monday to Friday, 8 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon, your local time. Tell them you want to understand how any previous gifts might affect your age pension assessment. They can look at your record and tell you exactly what's on file. Step 3, ask specifically for a financial information service appointment. When you call 132300, ask for FIS by name. The Financial Information Service is a completely free service run by Services Australia, and most people have never heard of it. A FIS officer can sit down with you, review your gifting history, run through the numbers, and explain your options without any pressure and without any charge. It is one of the best-kept secrets in the entire retirement system. Step 4, log into your MyGov account at my.gov.au and check your linked Centrelink record. Look under Assets to see what's currently on your file. If you see an amount listed as a deprived asset that you didn't expect, or if something seems wrong, that's your prompt to call immediately. Don't leave it sitting there. Step 5. If you are between 62 and 66 years of age and you're planning to help your children financially before you claim, review the gifting limits before you transfer a single dollar. Keep it under $10,000 in any one financial year, keep the 5-year total under $30,000, and document everything in writing. The date, the amount, and who received it. That paper trail is your protection. Now I want to say something directly to you, and I mean this. You worked your whole life for this country. You got up early, you worked long days, you paid your taxes decade after decade. You raised your families, often with very little help from anyone. You built the suburbs, the businesses, the infrastructure that the rest of Australia still benefits from today. The age pension is not charity. It is not a handout. It is a system you contributed to, and it exists precisely because you earned it. Don't ever let anyone, not a stranger, not a family member, not even a Centrelink officer having a bad day, make you feel small for claiming every single dollar you are legally entitled to. You have a right to understand these rules. You have a right to get it right. Now, of course, every situation is different, and what I share here is general information, not personal financial advice. For your specific circumstances, always speak with a financial information service officer at Centrelink. It's a free service, it's independent, and most people don't even know it exists. If this video helped you today, please hit the like button. It takes 1 second, and it genuinely helps this channel reach more Australian families who need this information. Subscribe if you haven't already, and please share this with someone you know who's approaching pension age or who might have helped their kids out financially in the last few years. You might just save them thousands of dollars. In the next video, we're going to be looking at the assets test thresholds for 2026 and exactly how much your home contents, your car, and your superannuation are being counted by Centrelink, including a few assets people routinely forget to declare. You won't want to miss that one. This is James Walker from Aussie Pension Watch. You've earned this, Australia. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.